guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, today I have a sneak peek for you. This is the Penguin Place bundle along with the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. Now this Designer Series paper is part of Sale-A-Bration that starts August 3rd. The Penguin Place bundle will also be available August 3rd. With the paper, if you spend $50 between August 3rd and September 30th, you can get this free if you place a $50 order. That's before shipping and tax. Now, I'm going to be doing a class with this, and I can't remember everything I've got listed in the class that you have to order, but you'll qualify to get this paper for free and get my class for free when you use my host code. And I'll have more information on that soon, because right now I have another online class going on. So be on the lookout for that. You can follow me on my Facebook page, my blog, get on my newsletter, email list, and all those links are down below in the video description if you want to keep updated on that. Because this is a super cute set. Are those penguins adorable or what? Oh, I had so much fun making this, and I think you're going to like it too. So let's go ahead and get started. If you want to stamp with me, right now when you're watching this, you won't be able to get the products that I'm using, except the cardstock. A few things are already available. So you can always save this video and come back when you get your products and make it along with me. But all the sizes and the supply list are located in that blog post, and there's a link to that below in the video description. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first off, I want to show you this cute bundle. This is the Penguin Place. And when you purchase this as a bundle, instead of buying these two things separately, you save 10%. And it is so cute. Just look at these guys. And then the punches out the penguin, this penguin here, or you can make your own penguin with cardstock. There are stamps to do his eyes if you just do the cardstock penguin. Just so many different things you can do with this. And this is not just for Christmas. They've got birthday sayings. See, here's the birthday balloon. This is going to be used for a lot longer than what you would think. If you love penguins, you could probably just use this one all year long for sure. Really, really cute set. And I'm also going to be using a new product. This is a sneak peek. These are called the Wonderful Snowflakes, and I wanted you to see how they're packaged. And you just pop them out. They just are attached by a few little pieces, so it isn't hard to take them apart. And I'm glad that they do it this way, because if they had all these taken apart and put in a package, they could get damaged. This makes it so they don't get damaged. And let me show you what the snowflake looks like when it's punched out. And I don't think you can see it here, but they're iridescent. So when the light hits it, you see different little colors in it. So much fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this card. Okay, first off, let's go ahead and do the card base. This is a piece of Misty Moonlight. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Get those corners lined up, like so. Grab my bone folder. I always like using my bone folder because that gives me a nice sharp crease. I can do it with my fingernail, but it's a lot easier with the bone folder. Okay, put this to the side. Then we'll grab a piece of soft sea foam. I love the colors in this paper. This is a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece. When I say paper, I mean the DSP, the Penguin Playmates. Sale-A-Bration DSP. Okay, so here's some of that paper, and I will show you all the designs in the paper in a future video. I'm going to be doing a few videos the first few days of the new catalog and Sale-A-Bration, and then I'll show you all the images in the paper. But here's this one. I just love the colors of that. I think it's pretty. And then you see a little penguin, so that gives you a little taste of what the paper looks like. Super, super cute. So let's go ahead. I kind of hated covering this up, but I thought the stripes went a lot better with the card that I was making. So we'll go ahead, get this zeroed up. There we go. Got to get that adhesive up on the very end, because then it works with no problem. I think after it sits for a little while, it tends to kind of roll back a little bit, and that's why it doesn't work right off. We're going to put this right on the bottom, so line it up against the bottom edges and side edges of that cardstock. So we've got that on there. I'm using a lot of new stuff. I forgot about this one. White glittered organdy ribbon. You can see that. We've got a black glittered organdy ribbon in the annual catalog. So this is the white version. Isn't that pretty? You can see the glitter in there, and the glitter does not come off. It stays on real well. So I'm going to take some glue dots. I'm going to put one on each end. Kind of squeeze it really good, and you kind of have to help it off paper backing, but once it's on the ribbon, it stays on there. It does a real good job keeping it on your card. Do the same thing with this side. We're going to wrap this. Now, a lot of times when I wrap ribbon, I put it so it's kind of going over the cardstock and the paper. And if you like that look, you go right ahead. You can either put it just on the cardstock or on the DSP. And I decided to do the DSP, which I have to admit, this is not what I normally do, but I liked the way that glitter, put glitter across the top of that. Gave me a little border for that DSP. So there we go, because I like how it's sheer. You can still see the ribbon under, the paper under there, but now it's got a glittery layer on top of it. Okay, now we'll go ahead and put this on the card base. So we'll turn it over and get some adhesive in each corner, along this long side, and I always put a little bit right here on the ends of the ribbon, so that part doesn't pop up on me when I put it on my card. And I'll put this right here. Looks like I've got a little blemish on that cardstock, but I'm going to cover it up with this one. On my card base, I mean. Oops, don't do what I almost did. Make sure that fold is on top. I am so glad I make mistakes every once in a while, so that way I can tell you. Heads up, make sure that fold is on top, because it's so easy. Like you just saw, I almost did it. Okay, now we're going to take this. Now, I want to cut this in half. And see how ornate that is? It's real thin, so pretty, and I think my video is not, there we go. It didn't want to focus there for a second. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going to cut it in half with my cutter like I do with cardstock and things like that, because it's just going to just fold this up. It's going to have a hard time with it. So I thought it'd be a lot easier to take my snips, and I'm just going to start right here and cut along, and you're going to be making this little stick here real narrow, but that's okay, because it's going to be tucked under the paper that we're going to put it under. So there we go. So we've got that ready to go. So now we have two of them. I'm going to put them right here, like so. And because I want them both in the corners, because my penguins are going to be right in the middle. So I know that's where I want this. So I think it's a lot easier, because we're going to put, like I said, a layer on top of here, and that's going to help secure the snowflakes also. But that little center section right there, I'm going to put a glue dot right there. It's the only place I'm going to put a glue dot. And I'm going to put this on, make sure I get those two long ends right along the edge of the card base. I don't want it going over, because they'll get torn up when it gets put in the envelope. And we'll do the same with the other side. I thought since I'm only showing a little bit of the snowflake underneath my penguins, I'm not going to put a whole snowflake and waste one. So now I'm saved a snowflake, and it's going to look like I have two of them on each corner. So those are ready to go, and now we'll go ahead and put this to the side. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat out, because it's a photopolymer stamp set. And I want to show you real quick, when you look at the punch, whenever you get ready to stamp something, you want to try to stamp your image about the same as you're going to be sticking it in here. And you notice how he's upside down? You don't want to go by what it looks like here on the front. You want to look by what it's going to be here, because this is how you're going to line it up, because you're going to hold it upside down. So he is upside down. I'm going to grab a piece of Whisper White. This is a little piece that is a 3 by 2 3/4 inch piece. And I'm going to stamp this little guy right here on one side. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it here. I tend to twist it a little bit. I think it covers it better, and then pounce on it again. It gives me nice coverage. And then I'm going to stamp him upside down here on the left side. Okay, hold him down for a few seconds. Now we got a nice crisp image. Let's go ahead and do some stamping with the scarf and his hat. Now I'm going to have each penguin, like you saw on the card at the beginning, have their own colors, but they're going to have to be wearing the same color. So like one penguin, this penguin here, he's going to be doing the green ensemble. Let's go ahead and do it this way. So there's my green ensemble. That's with the Just Jade. Clean it up. Okay. And then we are going to stamp the same things with the Fresh Freesia. Now, if I was going to have them have different colors, then I wouldn't put the blocks on, the stamps on the same block. There. So the other penguin is going to have the purple ensemble. And then I wanted to punch out some feet. You see how this one is, the feet are actually upright. They're not upside down. So I'm going to take the stamp. There's a double foot, I guess, webbed feet stamp, and there's one that just has one webbed foot. So that's the one we're going to use because I think it lines up better in the punch. So we will stamp these right here at the bottom with Calypso Coral, because this is the orange that's in the DSP. Okay, while we're at it, let's go ahead and put this to the side and we'll get the rest of the stamping done. Let's grab this piece. This one is a 3 1/4 by 3. And we're going to stamp a nice little swoosh of snow, a nice hill of snow. So I'm going to use my Balmy Blue ink pad. We'll do it like this. Get it inked up real well. Whenever it's long like that, that's how I do it. I turn the stamp up and then the ink pad upside down. And now I want the hill to be more here on the left. So I'm going to move it over here. That looks pretty good. Stamp it. And now we have our nice hill, snow hill. And this little guy, when the first time I saw him, I thought, okay, if I don't put little feet on him, he looks like he's sliding down a hill. So that's what I decided to have him do on my card. So I'm going to ink him up. Twist it a little bit to get the good coverage. Tap again so we don't have any twisty lines. And then I'm going to put him right here, down here near the bottom. And he is sliding down the hill. Isn't he cute? Now he looks a little funny, I know. So there are 2 beaks. There's one that is a front beak. And actually, let's go ahead and do that one here before I forget, because he needs a beak, doesn't he? So we'll do the Calypso Coral. So this is the beak that goes with him. You just put it right there. So now he looks a little better. And then the side beak works perfect for him. There we go. So now he looks a little better, doesn't he? Okay, now we're going to grab, let's see, we'll put this to the side. This one, let's go ahead, and I thought, okay, we need some glitter on this snow, because you know how snow glitters in the sunshine. So I grabbed my clear Winkostella pen. You shake it up. And then we're going to color everything underneath our line with the Winkostella. And every once in a while, I'll shake it as I'm going, because the glitter tends to pool at the bottom, and you want that glitter to be mixed in really, really well. Every once in a while, you may need to squeeze it just a little bit, get more out, but this one's pretty juicy, so I don't think I'm going to have to squeeze too much. It's doing really good. And hopefully you'll be able to see this. If you ever make it yourself, you're definitely going to see it. That looks pretty good. Put that in there, and I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but it is very, very glittery in person. I love it. Okay, so now we've got one more thing for the front to stamp. This is a 3 by 3 inches by 3/8 of an inch. I know 3/8 of an inch is a little different, but when I tried the 1/2 inch, it was too big, and 1/4 inch was too wide. So I had to go right in the middle, and it worked out perfect. So I'm going to grab this stamp that says, "To the Coolest Friend Ever," and I'm going to stamp it with the Just Jade ink pad. And I'm going to stamp it here on the right side, not in the middle up and down, but on the right side. Hold it down for a few seconds. There we go. Oh, I got that little cockeyed. Let's turn that over. Love having 2 sides of cardstock. It's real hard to tell because when you're doing a video, you can't get your head right over it. Oh, that looks much better. So now we've got that on there. And you've seen me do this actually in my very last video. I'm going to do this. I do this a lot. Just have a nice little accent because I didn't want it to be a straight edge. Okay, so I'll put this in my dish because we're not quite ready for it. That should be dry. The glitter, the Winkostella dries very quick. So we've got those ready to go. Now we're going to do some punching. I'm actually not getting my die cutting machine out. It's been a while since I've done a card without my die cutting machine. So we're going to open this up. And let's grab this one. And I knew that I wanted this to be on the left. If I had done him on the right and put it in here, then all my hats, scarves, and everything would get punched out by this and get torn up. So that's another thing you want to kind of play around with. I'm going to angle this to me real quick, and then I'll show you. There we go. So he's all lined up, and you punch him out. So he's ready to go. Oh, he's so cute. And now the feet are right here. So I'm going to angle that to me so I can see it. There we go. We've got that foot ready to go. I'm going to put these guys in this dish because I do not want to lose them. Do the same with this foot. Okay. Punch that one out. Now with these, we do not have, that's trash because that's just a white one. We don't have any dies or punches for these little guys, but they aren't hard to die cut out, to fussy cut out at all, I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and do one set, and then I'll do the other set off camera because you don't want to sit here and watch me do this. But I found out with the scarf, I think it's easier with this bottom part to do this, a little angle this way, and then you can just snip a little triangle here in the middle. I think that made it a little easier to cut that way. Then we're going to go up here. The scarf is definitely easy to cut out. Doesn't take long at all. This one. Bring this around. You can see how this little spot right here is raised a little bit. So I'm going to make sure I stop here. Go up a little bit. There. And then go down a little bit here. Turn my paper and my scissors. Then we'll finish it off like this. So here's another little triangle we can snip out. And then we will be done with one scarf. Like I said, I'll do the other one off camera. You don't need to sit and watch me do both of them. There we go. So we've got our little scarf. Then we've got our hat. Oh, here it is. Kind of flipped it away, didn't I? And this is something else that's actually really easy to do. Now this is curved, so I don't move my scissors much. I do more of moving the paper. There we go, and that gives you a smoother curve. Sometimes when you have the scissors do the moving for you, you end up getting a choppy effect instead of a curve. Which is okay when it's a straight edge, but when it's curved, not so much. So I'm going to go around here, stop at that little fuzz ball on top. And this you can kind of do at a wave, since that's a wavy little snowball on top. Can't think of what you want to call it. And then do this. And this little band here goes out just a little bit. And there. Now we've got our hat done. So I'll hurry up and cut these out, and I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, let's finish the front of this card. We'll go ahead and grab this guy along with a piece of fresh freesia. This is 4 by 3 1/4. That's going to be my mat for this one. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal. And yes, I made a mistake here. But that's okay. Whoever gets this card will never know the difference unless they've watched the video. I'll go ahead and put this right here in the center. I didn't want to waste this, so I thought I'll just turn it over. It worked fine. So there, now we've got that ready to go. Let's put his little scarf on and his hat. And I thought it was easier to use glue dots with these. You could definitely just use your adhesive seal, like my Stampin' Seal. But I'm going to put, this is kind of narrow, so I'm going to kind of put it under this. Ooh, I forgot to do that little triangle. Let's hurry up and do that. I knew that looked kind of funny. I got it all cut out and forgot his little triangle. There we go. Much better. So I'm going to put one right behind this area here where all those folds are. And I'm going to put another one right here on this end because it's just wide enough that it's going to be okay. And then we'll center this. Got a little hair right there. Oh, that glue dot is showing a little bit, so I'm just going to fold it down. There we go, because they're pliable. You can move them and fold them if they're showing just a little bit. So now he's got his scarf. Isn't he even looking? He's just looking even cuter. He was cute before. Now we're getting him with clothes on, at least as much as the penguin needs. Then we'll put a glue dot on the back of his hat. And I'm bringing it down just a little bit. I don't want it right on top because the way it curves, now it looks like it's on his head. If I put it right on the edge, it would have looked kind of funny. So that makes it look like it's more on his head. So we will do the same with this little guy. Let's get him decorated. Let's go ahead and do his feet first. So I'm going to grab a foot, put a glue dot on it, and I'm going to put it down here, but just kind of angle it a little bit, like so. So he's kind of sitting like this. I'm looking forward to making more projects with this penguin. Both of these penguins, they are so darn cute. And I'm going to put this one here. So now he's got his little feet. Let's give him his scarf and hat. I'm going to put it in the exact same spot. Put one right here where those folds are, and one here on this end. And then if any of it's showing, then I'll just fold it down. That one looks pretty good. So we're going to put that right here. There we go. And then we've got his little hat. Now this one I want to make sure that I put the glue dot at the very bottom of his hat, because it's going to be hanging off a little bit, because I'm going to put him on, and I'm even going to let some of the glue dot hang down here. Oh wait, take that back. I don't want to do that. Keep getting mixed up here. I want to hide that completely. So let's take that. Actually, I'll fold it up, and that's fine. I've got it here on the end. I don't want any to show on the bottom. I was getting myself mixed up there for a second. Now, I'm putting it down so it is hanging over his head just a little bit, so it really looks like it's on his head. Okay. Now, he's going to be put on with dimensionals, though. I could have just put him on here, but I want him on with dimensionals. So, I'm going to grab these. I'm going to grab one here, and I want to make sure I put one right where the hat and his head are, because that's going to reinforce that hat so it doesn't fall off the card. And then I'm going to put a couple down here so he's stable, so he doesn't go rocking back and forth. We don't want him falling down that hill. Okay, get this stuff out of the way. Grab my Take Your Pick tool. Oops, I've got the wrong. Let's switch this around. See how easy this is. You put it in and twist. Now take these out. And I'm going to have him sit on top of the hill. He's not quite ready to go sledding. There we go. So he's all ready to go. Isn't that cute? And we need something there, so that's where we're going to put our greeting. And this one, I'm going to use half ones. You can also use mini dimensionals if you have those. I've got those here too, but I thought I'll just go ahead and use my border up here. Make sure I'm picking the right side. Okay, that's the one that's straight. This is the one that was kind of cockeyed, so I want to make sure that's where I put my dimensionals. Oh yeah, I already cut that, didn't I? And it's best to cut while it's still on the paper backing. That way you don't get a lot of adhesive stuck on your scissors too. Okay, we'll take these off. And I'm going to line the right edge with the right edge of the Fresh Freesia mat. Now before I lay it down completely, see if that looks right. I think I'm going to pop them just a little bit more. Like so. There, that's better. That's not too close to this little guy. Okay, so that's ready to go. Now we're going to put this on the card base. I'm going to grab my seal. And I want to make sure I have a lot of adhesive here in the corners, because that's going to help hold those snowflakes down. So I've got like a little L here with my corners. Normally I don't attach things like this, but I want to make sure those snowflakes stay on. Now let me wheel this up a little bit. Didn't get my adhesive cut like I should. And I'm still going to put a little bit here on these long ends. Grab our card base again. And this is just going to go right in the center, like so. Make sure it's good and straight. And then you've just got a hint of those snowflakes behind. Isn't that neat? I love it. It's so shiny. We've got, I wish you could see the glitter in the Wink of Stella, but you've got the glitter in the ribbon, the iridescent snowflakes. It just really makes it cute. Okay, let's get our inside done now, because you know I always have to decorate the inside. So this is a 5 1/4 inch by 4 inch piece of basic white. And we're going to take this little guy. We're not going to be punching him out this time. But I'll ink him up here again with my tuxedo black. And he's going to go down here in the left corner. Hold it down for a few seconds. Let's give him his little beak. Make sure we get the right one, the one that's pointing down. And use Calypso Coral. Now the reason I picked Calypso Coral, that's the color they use in the paper, in the DSP. If it wasn't for the DSP, I'd probably grab my pumpkin pie, but to be honest, I think the Calypso looks really good. Oh no, we do want to keep that out. Now, we use the single feet for the punch, but since we're not using the punch, there is one for double feet. So we'll go ahead and ink that up. And we're going to stamp them right here. And I thought, okay, he's inside, so he doesn't need his hat and his scarf on. You can tell I really thought this through. And I need to grab my Fresh Freesia ink pad. I decided I wanted to have a purple tie. So there is a bow here. This could be used if you wanted to make it a girl. I could put a little bow right there. Actually, you know what? I might do that instead. We'll have a girl on the inside. I'll have you look at my original here in just a minute. That one gave him a bow tie so it looks like a little boy. But this time we're going to make this one a girl. That looks cute. I like that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put this on the inside of the card. Like so. Corners, the long sides, and then we'll just put this right here in the center. There we go. So now we've got our cute inside and our cute outside. Let me grab the original. Now you can see that's what he looks like with his bow tie, and that's what it looks like if you want to make it a girl and put a bow in her hair. So you can tell there's a lot of fun things you can do with this set. And if you would like to know about my online class when I get that posted, it'll get posted on my blog on August 3rd on my online class page. So if you're watching this August 3rd or later, just click on that online class link down below in the video description, and you'll be able to find out about it. If you're watching it before August 3rd, you can still click on that and you'll find out about my current online classes going on right now using the Bloom Where You're Planted suite. So I hope you had fun watching this sneak peek. First time I've gotten to use a Sale-A-Bration product, and these are from the new mini that's coming out, and I think you're going to love the mini. Now, if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And speaking of the catalog, here's the annual catalog that just started back in May. I can mail one of those out to you. This is the mini I was talking to you about, the July to December. Now, it is called July to December, but because of COVID, they had to put it off a month. They even ordered stuff early and it still didn't come in on time. So that's why they backed it up a month. So this will start August 3rd. And then this is Sale-A-Bration, which does start August 3rd to September 30th. And I know those of you have known about Sale-A-Bration for years, that have known about Stampin' Up for years. No, we normally do this in the winter. Well, they have added a month, but they split the months. Normally we have a 3-month, January to March. Now they're splitting it, so we have January to February, and this one is August to September. And I love that. Now we can spread out our orders and be able to get our free stuff 2 times a year. You can't beat that. So a lot of the products in here, most of them, a $50 order gets you up. You can pick a product out of here for free. There are 2 of them. You have to do a $100 order in order to get those free. And if you want to sign up for my team, there's a list of bundles that you can pick from the annual catalog and add that to your kit for no extra charge. Very, very good deal. So I'll tell you more about that when Sale-A-Bration starts. So like I said, if you live in the U.S. and do not have a demo of your own, please click that contact me link below and give me your mailing address and I'll get these mailed out to you. Okay, let's look at the cards one more time. If you want to stamp with me again, I would love to have you stamp with me again. Just click that subscribe button below and then click on that little bell icon and select all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I do a video and you won't miss anything. In the meantime, please like and comment my video. That helps support my channel and gets more views. And I really, really do appreciate that. So I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. See you next video. Bye.